Welcome to Insights into Insurance from the A-Team at Americana Insurance Group. All information provided is educational in nature and not intended to be acted upon without first consulting the appropriately licensed professional.
It's another Saturday morning, and that means it's time for Insights into Insurance with Americana Insurance here on 1450 KATE. Mike White is your host, along with Tom Sorensen from Americana Insurance on this Saturday morning. Gorgeous Saturday morning. A little on the cool side, Tom, after all that rain earlier this week. But
we'll take it. It's dry. That's the key.
It's dry. You know, you maybe jinxed the farmers last week. We had known that some of the farmers did have an opportunity to maybe get out in the field and do a little soybean work, but not this past week.
No, a little disappointing. So turn off the faucet, Mike. You're the one that does weather, so you got all the control of that. So.
I'm going to give you a great weekend. It's going to be a little bit on the cool side, but no rainfall. Let's jump right into, we did get a listener email question.
Yes, we did.
And it comes up as, hello, Tom and Mike. I had a windshield crack and was told by my insurance company that I bought by phone that I have a $500 deductible to replace it. I always thought glass was no deductible. Why do I have to pay the $500? I don't think it's that bad of a crack, so I plan on not replacing it. And this comes in from Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah. So right away, we're going to answer your question. Full glass is not automatic with any insurance policy, okay? Some people start to think that it is just because so many people have it, okay? But it is not automatic. You need to have what we call comprehensive coverage. If you ever hear somebody that says, I got full coverage, it means they have liability, comp, collision, and all the extras. Sometimes people can buy liability. Liability is something that they have to have, unless they've got a car in storage, and then they can just put comp or something on it.
Okay.
But comprehensive is the coverage that comes with the glass coverage. So first of all, you need to have comprehensive coverage. It sounds like she did, but she's got a $500 deductible on it. That policy would need to be endorsed to add full glass coverage. Just a warning with Hannah, you said that you bought it over the phone, and I'm gritting my teeth right now, Hannah. I'm sorry. But warning, this is how some agents, or especially the online 15-minute phone calls, get you to buy. They take away coverage to make it cheaper so that you buy, but they might not tell you the whole story why.
And we've talked about this, Tom. We're putting puzzle pieces together to make sure you have the coverage on any insurance policy that puts the puzzle together. And this is a good recommendation as why you need to buy from a local agent that you trust.
You know, the full glass on it, I can't tell you exactly what it costs, but it might be $10, $15. Well, for Hannah, and I don't know Hannah, okay, but Hannah could be a young person, okay, and $500 is a lot of money to come out of somebody's pocket. And I'm not just saying for young people; for a lot of people, that's
anybody,
right? Exactly.
A lot of folks live paycheck to paycheck.
So again, I recommend always buy with a local agent, and I think I know one. So who you trust? So okay,
absolutely. Now, some of the recommendations, she had mentioned that it's not a bad crack. She's not planning on replacing it.
Because she didn't want to spend the $500. Well, Hannah, I'm going to tell you some recommendations that I got in that it should be replaced. If not fixed, it can only get worse, okay? That's what's going to happen. If it is a chip, a lot of times it can be repaired and automatically covered even if you have a deductible. Okay, some insurance companies, they'll say, this is going to cost $75 just to repair this chip. Why will they cover that? Because it can save an insurance company money by fixing a chip for $75 instead of paying for a windshield above and beyond the $500 deductible or whatever the deductible is. You know, that it could be some of them are pretty expensive. So.
Absolutely, and you know it can only get worse, as you mentioned, Tom.
Right.
Chips can actually grow into the big cracks, and not only that is law enforcement could pull you over for
absolutely,
a cracked windshield.
Yes, they can, and yes, and so chips can grow into big cracks. The biggest factor, though, is that any structural damage can compromise the structural integrity of that windshield. Okay, example: get a car accident, the windshield will have a greater risk of injuring occupants if the windshield breaks, gets in the eyes, etc. Okay, because that windshield's broke, that windshield will have, it's not structurally sound like it was when it was not cracked. Okay, rollover accident. This is a really good one. In a rollover accident, a damaged windshield has a much greater risk of having the roof collapse as an undamaged, intact windshield would. Okay, so it lowers the chance of occupants getting crushed. So basically, if you have a good sound windshield and you roll over,
holds it together,
the chance that there is a higher chance of that roof collapsing, or with a good windshield, there's a higher chance of that roof not collapsing than it is collapsing with a one that's got a crack or something like that. Other thing is that windshield then has even in just a head-on collision or a rollover, the chance of ejection is much greater, of the occupant, which we know what happens when you usually get injected. It's not good for a person's life. Wildlife flying into the windshield could happen, and if it's a nice, good windshield without any crack, it'll probably take that and not have anything happen. If it's a cracked windshield, it'll probably maybe come through and break glass all over the ineffective airbag deployment. Windshields work as a backstop for the airbags in an accident. So when that airbag goes off, that's a backstop. Well, if that airbag goes off and there's a cracked windshield, guess what? That airbag is going to go out the windshield and it's not going to do what it's supposed to do. Okay?
So a couple of the recommendations, and of course, you're going to, Hannah, we can say if she as herself or a passenger would want to subject herself to any of these possibilities, you want to get it fixed.
Well, and that's the other last thing. Okay, well, you actually said something that I didn't put in my notes, but is to, you could get pulled over and get a ticket, but then there's also legal liability. Okay, so let's say Hannah has this cracked windshield, and it's documented that there was one or something, or somebody saw that it was, and somebody gets hurt real bad or killed because, and the attorney of that occupant says, Hannah, you're going to be legally liable for some of this because of this person getting hurt or killed.
Most importantly, you want to buy insurance from a local agent that you know, that you trust, and be upfront with them. They're not trying to dig into your past or your credibility. It's mainly to put those puzzle pieces together to make sure we have that puzzle put together. Tom, let's take our first break here. A very interesting topic as we get ready for the fall and winter season, but really anytime there's a crack in a windshield, you need to get it fixed. And there's some other ramifications of why you want to get that windshield fixed, and we'll touch on those when we come back on our Insights into Insurance program on this Saturday morning here on Kate 1450.
You got a side that wants more space, 'cause every day starts like a race. You got a side that loves that style, but to fit in those shoes gonna take a while. Today life's got you running, tomorrow big things are coming. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
To learn more about how Nationwide can help protect your many sides, call Americana Insurance Group in Albert Lea and Wells.
And welcome back to our Insights into Insurance program on this Saturday morning with Americana Insurance. Tom Sorensen along with us. Mike Whitus here with your questions. And this is a very interesting topic as we rejoin Tom here. And we're talking about windshield and what can happen if your windshields are not replaced, if it's a crack or maybe even just a chip in there. But Tom, there's also on some of these newer vehicles, it's called the Advanced Driver Assistant System.
Yeah. Actually, approximately 15% of the vehicles on the road have this system or some sort of that part of that system. And so we're going to talk about actually somebody did repair their windshield, but they might have to make sure that certain things are done. So these ADAS, I'm going to just call it ADAS system, Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. These systems are sensored systems that can detect going over center line, following too closely, blind side monitoring, and much more. Basically, like if you're following too close, it'll all of a sudden back your car off or slow it down, okay? These type of systems. Well, I got a little story for you. This is an article and story from the Minnesota Insurance Magazine. Yeah, I read Minnesota Insurance Magazine. Woo. I'm sure people are just like, wow.
Thrilled on that.
Yeah. Okay. Mike Ash was driving his 2016 Acura, and suddenly his steering wheel began moving his car into the lane of oncoming traffic. Terrified, he grabbed his wheel and steered back to safety, barely avoiding disaster. What caused this? Well, he had just had his windshield replaced, okay? In fine print on his repair order form, it stated that his ADAS system needed to be recalibrated following his glass replacement.
Wow.
Yeah. So there are little sensors and cameras that can be moved just a slight bit while installing these windshields that it can throw the whole ADAS system off. So here he's bought this car that's supposed to make him safer, which it does. Statistics say it does, okay? But because of this windshield, he replaced his windshield, and this system, it actually put him into harm's
Danger.
way. Yeah, right.
And most of them should tell you that, I'm replacing the windshield, but on occasion, if you go with I'll call it a cheap company, just
Right.
like in our email with Hannah buying something over the phone, you want to make sure that the whole system is put back into place.
Well, and that's just it. I don't want to make it sound like ADAS systems are bad, because they're wonderful systems. A new study by the Insurance Institute indicated that lowers the rates of side swipes and head-on collision by 11% and the severity of injury by 21%. So they're good things, okay? But the thing is, you just got to make sure if you have an ADAS system, and have a windshield replacement or repair, make sure that your repair shop does a recalibration. Now, I know I've talked to, we do a lot of business through some windshield repair shops, and like City Auto Glass actually is trained into doing this recalibration. So I'm guessing most of your bigger windshield repairs are actually trained. It might not be at the ones that might be just doing this on the side or something. You know what I'm saying? I all I can tell you is the client or the person needs to ask, did this get recalibrated? Okay. And if not, make sure that it does.
And it's not no harm in asking the person that puts your windshield in, do I need to have my windshield recalibrated? Because they're going to know right off the bat. They can look up the make, the model of the year, and as you said, Tom, 15% of the vehicles on the road today do have this system in there.
Right.
And it's something that you may not think about. You're more anxious to get that chip or that crack repaired. Make sure that the person that's putting that windshield in actually recalibrates and
Can do it.
Yeah, if they can do it or they can't do it, you know.
Right.
And if you're getting quotes from windshield repair folks saying I can do it, and there's a huge difference, it could be a simple fact they may not be certified or have the equipment to get it done properly.
And right now, I did make some calls because this is so new. It's like sometimes 15% right now of driver vehicles is probably soon to be in 5-10 years, probably 100%. Okay, that these things will, or maybe not 100%, but quite a few of them. Okay, that cost of the recalibration, which is not cheap, is also covered, I believe, on most of my insurance companies that I have. I called them, was going to be part of that windshield replacement cost and would be covered.
So kind of leaving on this windshield topic on this Saturday morning, Tom, first off and foremost, don't buy insurance over the phone. Buy insurance from someone that you know, someone that you trust, and make sure that you have the coverages that you need, especially on windshields. That is probably the most dangerous thing, especially, you have youngsters in the back seat that are buckled in, and that windshield glass can fly into that area as well.
It can. And so, again, it's one of those things where, we make things sound a lot worse than maybe the chances of it happening. But if the chance does happen, there's going to be factors that are going to results that are not going to be good.
And as always, you can give Americana Insurance a call.
507-377-2000. And they can email me any insights into insurance program questions or even anything at insights@americanainsurance.com. Our website is americanainsurance.com. And then also like us on Facebook, Twitter, and all that good stuff.
Social media is out there for Americana Insurance.
Yes.
And Tom, one thing we failed to mention, where is Americana Insurance located?
You know, it's at 1450 West Main, Albert Lea, Minnesota, Mike. Actually, if we had windows, we could actually see right across to my office here.
I had to throw that because someone questioned me last week. You never say where Americana Insurance is. So there we have it. It's right across from the Skyline Plaza, right by the Albert Lea Seat House.
Yep, Albert Lea Seat House. Yep.
Tom, enjoy a pretty decent weekend. It'll be a little on the cool side, but at least it's dry.
Yes, it is.
All right.
You have a great weekend, Mike.
That'll wrap up this Saturday edition of our Insights into Insurance with Americana Insurance here on KATE.
You've been listening to Insights into Insurance from the Americana Insurance Group. All information provided is educational in nature and not intended to be acted upon without first consulting the appropriately licensed professional.